Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new Roadhouse from director Doug Liman, coming to you on Amazon Prime Video, and this stars Jake Gyllenhaal as Dalton, the role that Patrick Swayze made famous, and he is an ex-UFC fighter who winds up becoming the bouncer of Florida Keys Roadhouse, called the Roadhouse, and winds up getting caught up into a giant conspiracy with rich people and corrupt cops and a very angry Irishman played by Conor McGregor who wants to come and kill him with his bare hands. And this film, similar to the original, which I'll admit, not really a fan of, this film is just a hot mess. This film escalates to a point of ridiculousness. Like, sure, he's there to protect this specific roadhouse, but then it gets so big, there's explosions, boats blowing up, all this kinds of stuff, and at a certain point it completely jumps the shark from a narrative standpoint, and also from an action and physics standpoint, where it's like, people should be dead, but they're not dead, and they're still not dead. And it's just absolutely absurd. It's hard to, ground in this. And the film is shot in, a gritty kind of way. And the cinematographer for this film is Henry Braham. And it's one of those kinds of things where it's it feels like it's photorealistic. It looks like you're just watching people. There's a lot of POV shots, but here's the thing. Doug Liman, when the action is going on, the hand-to-hand combat, this film's amazing. It is intense. It is gripping. You feel it. It looked like Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor were actually trying to kill each other. And knowing Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor, maybe they were. And it's one of those kinds of things where it's like, wow, when the action's going, you're in. But there's no characterization of these people to the point where we care. They're all tropes. They're all just one-dimensional pieces in a chessboard, or more like checkers in this standpoint. Jake Gyllenhaal's Dalton seems like a psychopath, to be perfectly honest, and then makes these awkward, weird one-liners, which, yeah, I laughed at. They're so awkward and weird. I'm trying not to compare this to the original, but one of the things that worked about the original Roadhouse is Patrick Swayze just exuding this attraction in terms of his charisma. Gyllenhaal's Dalton is not likable at all, nor is he alluring in that kind of way. He looks like a complete psychopath that will break you with his bare hands. It's like his character from Nightcrawler, except if he buffed up. And it's hard to connect with him. And then you have Daniela Melchior, who's from the Suicide Squad, got a lot of attention there. She's a very basic character here. You have Jessica Williams, who I love on Shrinking. Basic character here. Billy Magnuson just being, a rich little shit, to be perfectly honest. And none of these characters are particularly interesting. The story just keeps getting more absurd and absurd and absurd. And if it weren't for the action, this would not be something that you could sit through. It's also 2 hours. But the action's really awesome. So Doug Liman delivered there. It's just this film makes absolutely no sense, just keeps getting crazier, and people should have been dead with 25 minutes left, and then they're well, just kidding, they're not dead yet because we have to have one last big fight to the finish. And was the fight worth it? Yeah, it was the best part of the movie, but all these people should have been dead. Also, Conor McGregor's not a good actor, but boy, did he ham the hell up in this film, and boy, will there be memes. I've already seen them on TikTok from his performance. But this is just a wacky, crazy, over-the-top, absolutely absurd, ridiculous film. And honestly, you might get some enjoyment out of that fact because it's just that crazy. And it's sitting there, right on Amazon. But those are my thoughts on Roadhouse. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.